Hello everybody and welcome to another game of World of Warships or another World of Warships video. This time we are looking at the Leberecht Maas, the Tier 7 German battleship with Algian as opposed to Aegean, which is the sea between Greece and Turkey. This is the player. He's in the cage map again. So the last video we had from him was in the cage map. He does have some spectacular cage games. So this is Tier 7 battleship. Now I should be keeping an eye out for what other ships are around so I can work out what level match it is. So what he's doing, good on him, is he's got the speed boost going and he's heading for the centre control. He's making not quite a beeline, but a bit of an oblique beeline. Straightens up just enough to straighten the course without dropping too much speed. There's 2 destroyers on his team, 2 destroyers on the enemy team. One of the destroyers on his team looks like it's confused. No, he's heading into the cap as well. So this is potentially a good start if they can get that cap and hold it, because it's very, very hard to get it back. One of their cruisers seems to be away from the keyboard and their 2 battleships are moving slowly in. He has the central zone. He's going to dig his way in a little bit to spot the ships as close to the other edge as possible, which is the way to go. There's an Akatsuki there. He's detected. Gives it a couple of blasts with the torpedoes. That Akatsuki doesn't seem to be taking much in the way of evasive manoeuvres. Oh, there he goes. But it is chasing him out of the cap circle. And Algian is keeping his guns lined up. And that New Orleans. So this is a Akatsuki New Orleans. So far it's all Tier 7 ships. This one is a bot. So he's not going to take sort of the evasive manoeuvres that he needs to take. And hence he gets hammered. And it looks like there must be at least one more bot for the torpedoes to go that direction. So Algian lets him have it. That's going to be the end of this New Orleans. He gets the first strike. Interestingly, the battleships at the other end are lining up outside the cap. They have one battleship in the cap at Algian's end, which is it's actually a really good move. The single firing of the guns is a really good way of annoying an enemy player. He's turning away. He's going to try and outrace those torpedoes. So the Akatsuki is basically fairly harmless at the moment. He's fired his load of torpedoes in a spread. Now some of those may hit Algian's teammates, but by the time they get there they'll be so dispersed that it'll only be 1 or 2. And he's busy basically pumping shots. There's an Akatsuki out the far side, the Admiral Hipper. And something beyond that, that's something large with big guns. Because that's not the Akatsuki doing that. Oh, yes it is. It is actually. So that's the Tier 8 Japanese gunboat with its very fast firing but very small guns. Doing exactly to Algian what Algian was doing to the other destroyer. So that's a Tier 8. He's doing a good job of holding the cap, so far he's got some good strikes off with his torpedoes. 48 hits with the main guns, so it's a pretty good little ship. And he's doing a bit of healing, and he's holding the enemy's end of the cap as well. So it's a bit of a risky place to be, but what it does is a destroyer at that end means that if you're going to move inside the cap, it is, you take your life in your hands. He fires 1 torpedo slightly behind and 1 set of torpedoes on target. The Gneiser now is turning, so I suspect that's probably going to be some more misses. But certainly the Gneiser now knows that, yeah, he's got the attention of this destroyer. Those guns are quite long range. It's quite interesting to see the single firing mode, which, to be fair, I have been on the receiving end of it, is incredibly annoying. The Gneiser now moves into the smoke, takes a couple of hits. The Edinburgh Looks like he's fired a line of torpedoes at the Gneisenau. Elgin has lit the Gneisenau on fire. He's taken an awful beating from something, which, to be fair, looks like it may have been torpedoes. And it's that Akatsuki. Managed to get a spread off, but didn't quite do enough damage to save himself. And missed. Is he going to take this guy? He's going to keep the pressure up. That's it. Another kill. This Gneisenau is now ripe for the taking. It's 3 ships on 3. He does need to survive. We'll make sure all the ships do survive, but that cruiser in the middle of the cap, oh, look at that. So what he's doing is he's doing a heel. He's moving forward. Now what that means is the Gneisenau's torpedoes aren't able to take him on, and does he get the kill? He does. And the rain of secondary batteries stops. The Amagi's coming round the corner, but Elgin in the last 11 seconds is going to avoid any mistakes and end the game alive with 3 kills, which would be an Iron Fortress. So well done. So the Leberecht Maas, pretty impressive boat. Good to see it handled well. Very fast loading torpedoes. So maybe not quite the extreme range of the Japanese torpedoes, but still, yeah, 4 torpedoes, 2 sets of 4 torpedoes is a pretty respectable loadout. And there you go, first strike, Battle Star and Iron Fortress. For 54,000 points, putting him at the top of the table with 3 kills. Absolutely holding that cap's critical. And yeah, 85 main gun hits 9 torpedo. It's a good result. Thanks for the replay.